Sunday night Jaw Harp Live, where we are live on TikTok at Jaw the Harp and live at the Harpery YouTube channel. Now, to those of you just scrolling through, what we're doing here is it's Jaw Harp Live, Jaw Harp Live. So we're playing jaw harps, which is this type of musical instrument that's found around the world with many names. Most often you find it as jaw harp, mouth harp, Jew's harp. This one in particular is from Hungary. It's a Dürüm. There we go. You can hear the difference. You know how dull it was sounding before? I was doing what's called a mute, so I was muting the reed a little bit. I'm not actually touching the reed. My fingers held on the frame in front of the reed, so it actually comes and mutes itself. Hello, Dual Sport PNW. Hello, Master Gorka. I got one of your Morchang here. I'll play. I have an Afghan somewhere. I have a Afghan as well. Yeah, let's play one of Master Gorka since he's watching. Namaste, hello. Master Gorka is a maker in Rajasthan, India. This is one of my favorite harps by him. Is the Peacock one. Peacock Morchang brass with a draw. Yes, happy Diwali to you as well. Oh, Kayla Roke shared the live. Oh, thank you for sharing. It's really a big deal when people share. That way it reaches more people. So thank you so much for the share. Nice. We were playing the Rajasthan, the Morchang from Rajasthan, India. This is a Gorka. Let's play another Gorka. Let's see this one here. I have this one. It's a lot of people refer to this as a Afghan, but it's half Afghan pattern, half asymmetrical. When do you roll your eyes? I think you meant to say, why do you roll your eyes when playing like that? Well, I'm just really getting into the music and I'm really kind of falling into meditational, trance, relaxed states. So yeah, if you ever watch anybody do a guitar solo, you can see a similar thing happen. They make all sorts of faces. There's some cool memes on the internet of famous guitar players holding slugs, so they're making faces like, but yeah, I just really get into it. And this instrument is really good at altering consciousness because you're breathing a lot. We're breathing really, really heavily. Can you play something really hard to play? All my harps that I have play really easy. Probably one of the more challenging ones that I'm not as good at is the genggong. I believe this is Indonesian. This one's made by Steve Kinwald. It's Diego says it's what? Yeah, this is the gengong. The gengong. Gengong. Gengong from I believe this is from Indonesia. And this one plays differently. It's not like a kubing where you're plucking it. This is actually you're pulling the string and getting it to vibrate. Watch what happens. And you got to hold it by the end, but you don't want to hold it so hard it can't move because it's got to be able to flex a bit too. Another one, this is the kubing. It's actually a Steve Kinwald kubing. You don't see them very often like this. It takes a harder grade of bamboo to make it. I believe he aged this bamboo for 10 years to get it to be like this. Oh, I'm doing well. How are you? And I don't know if this one is bamboo or if it's palm. I do get those two construction materials confused. Now let's go over. This is a kerinding from Indonesia. And this one is a different style. This is an abadan. And you, instead of plucking it, the last one I was plucking like this to get it to make sound. The gengong, I was pulling. This one is different. And all these have a little bit more of a learning curve to them than the metal harps do. What I'm doing is I'm not plucking this. Plucking it actually doesn't work very well. What you want to do is tap right on the end and place it up against your lips. Some people like thumb, some people like finger. If you look in the middle, there's the tongue. It's cut out. It's cut out very precisely. Now, Xspazbat X says, how are you doing that? Well, let's just talk about what this instrument is and what it does. Half of it is me, half of it is the instrument. We'll just grab, this is an Austrian Maltrommel, means mouth fiddle. And all these are jaw harp, Jews harps, or mouth harps would be the broad term for them. In different countries around the world, they have different names for them. In Austria, they refer to it as the Maltrommel. Which I believe translates to mouth fiddle. And what it is a frame of some type and a plucked reed or tongue that vibrates. Now, kind of like a guitar string, if you were to stretch a guitar string tight and pluck it, you wouldn't hear much. But if you put it over an acoustical resonating chamber or a box with a hole in it where the sound can bounce around and reinforce itself, it gets a lot louder. Now, listen to the harp without me. Listen to it when it's placed over my mouth. And because our acoustical resonating chamber, which is our mouth, our throat, and our nose, we can change the sizes and shapes of them, especially with our tongue movement and with breathing. We can vary the overtones. What this harp is doing is it's creating a spectrum of overtones. It's creating all the noises I'm making with it simultaneously, and my mouth is just choosing which ones to amplify or which ones to resonate. Now, are you sure, deer hunter, that it might not have been this one? This is a notorious tooth chipper. Don't ever play these. These are Snoopy harps. These are jaw harp like objects. Yeah, very, very uncomfortable play. A lot of people, most people get tricked into buying these on Amazon or eBay. Stay away from the Snoopy harp. And they've actually come up, they kept repackaging these. I came out with some videos condemning the Snoopy jaw harp, and they repackaged it, started selling them under the name Snoopy jaw harp, Trophy jaw harp, Grover jaw harp, First Note jaw harp, Civil War jaw harp, Hillbilly jaw harp, and Bluegrass jaw harp. Don't buy them. They're just repackaging them. They don't play well. They don't sound well. They really hurt your teeth. So stay away from the Snoopies. But a good jaw harp like this Maltrommel, this is, I think Wimmer makes this. It's their forged model, which I like the forged model better than their bent frame. Just more flexible, more precise. But what was I saying? Yes. Yeah, your mouth is taking and amplifying the overtones. And as your mouth gets bigger, like take your tongue to the bottom of your mouth. Say the word low, bowl. Pay attention to what your tongue does. It's kind of an analog of your mouth. Here's your tongue. Your tongue goes down, saying low, bowl. Now turn around and say the word knee, tree. Tongue goes to the top, making the chamber smaller. Look what happens when I do those two different mouth positions, like low and bowl. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to make the mouth shape low, bowl. Now, when I put my tongue in the tongue position for knee and tree, listen to what happens. And there's a lot of different mouth positions in between there. We can start adding breath. You can see or you can hear as my tongue is getting higher, the pitch is getting higher. What is that called? Says Mitch Bastian. A jaw harp, juice harp, or mouth harp. This is a Austrian Maltrommel. And you can't talk about jaw harps unless we play. There's jaw harps happen all over the world. I'm going to say Hungarian Jerome, Sicilian Maranzano, Ukrainian Drimba, the Vargan from Russia. Where's a good Vargan? The Vargan from Russia. There's a lot of really good makers in both Ukraine and Russia. Also, a lot of good makers in Rajasthan, India, in Estonia, in countries around the world. But let's play one from Sicily here. So La Rosa Maranzano. These are a little bit more stiffer reeded, and they also are most of the time high pitched. And you'll notice different harps from around the world. I'm holding them in different ways. Now I can do standard grip on this pretty easy, but I've noticed a lot of Maranzano players do. Oh, do we not have sound on our other one? I didn't plug in the microphone again to the YouTube. We had good sound on our TikTok. There we go. We got sound now. I've noticed a lot of Maranzano players will hold the harp like this. They have big, beefy frames, so you don't have to worry about compressing them. So you can do standard grip or this grip. I noticed with this grip, you hear it a lot more. It really reflects those high frequencies right in your face. Harp-A-Lot says, hit the like button, folks. Oh, yes. Be sure to follow Harp-A-Lot. He was actually a part of the live stream yesterday on Instagram. I did not realize he is such a fantastic melodic player. I had a good talk about rocks and minerals as well. It was really enjoyable. If anybody else wants to come on the Instagram live stream sometime, let me know ahead of time. I wonder what tone that is. I think is that third octave? Let me play it against a G2. Let's see here. Yeah, La Rosa makes those. He hand forges them. Let's go over to Russia. This is a maker who's no longer with us. This was Alik Stepanov. This was his Vargan. And his bass were really good. Also, these higher pitched ones. This is an F2, and he's no longer with us. He passed away, I think, first part of this year or latter part of last year. Oh man, Stepanov, when he was around, his harps weren't expensive, but they were all really good. I added a bass and that one to my collection right after he died. In the past, I hadn't been keeping his harps just because they were so good and so affordable. I'm like, I'll let other people buy the really good affordable harps. Okay, let's go over. Let's see. Where should we go? Do I have? Oh, here's another one. Here is another maker out of Russia. This is Babayev, and this is actually a Norwegian pattern. This is a Norwegian Monarp, although it is made in Russia by Babayev. And Babayev is known for really stylistic triggers and really melodic, high quality sound. His harps are really, really well made, and just even touching them, they're super smooth. But you can see the hammer marks still on them. Oh, that just. I really like Babayev's work. That is brain meltingly good. Now let's go over. That is a Norwegian style by a maker in Russia. Let's go over to Norway. Let's play a Norwegian maker, one I really, really like. These are Iverson, and he's a Norwegian maker. This one's an F2. Last harp we played, I believe, was G2. This one's F2. Really tight gaps out of this. Really good sound out of his most recent work. Easton says, "Have you ever chipped a tooth?" Knock on wood, no. But I also don't play. I don't play jaw harp like objects like the Snoopy. These are the tooth chippers here. Stay away from the Snoopy. Let's see. Let's go over. See, do I have a Vescovich handy? I do. I have a really big bass drimba. Let's see. Let's first play. We're going to play Plekhanov. We're going to go over to Ukraine. And in Ukraine, these are referred to as drimba. This is a maker. Plekhanov makes this. This one's going to be, it's got some melodic features to it, but it's going to be like really heavily sensitive, really breathy. A lot of Plekhanov's harps have this haunting, trippy drone buzziness in the background. My bad. I thought you were hallucinating when your eyes were rolling back. Well, yes and no. Yes, I do drop into meditational states, and I do kind of start to journey a little bit. My deeper journey I don't do in front of cameras like this, but I do drop into trance and meditative states and begin to journey a little bit when I'm playing the harp. So sometimes I'm just floating on rivers of light playing the harp, and then I open up my eyes and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still playing. I'm still live on the internet. I forgot about that. Hard to learn. A good quality jaw harp is not hard to learn, but most people unfortunately buy this off the internet. They buy this as a Snoopy jaw harp. It's not really a jaw harp. It doesn't make sound. It is super stiff, super hard to play. That's where most people get discouraged. Now you can go on wherever you're watching me, whatever platform you're watching me on tonight. You can go to our page, and it's going to have tutorials. One of the first ones you'll see is how to play the jaw harp. So first, playing the jaw harp is learn how to hold it. It's placed up against the tips of the teeth. It's plucked. And as I breathe, as I move my tongue around, like if I were to just go la 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 la, like Elena Utai. Yeah, she's really cool. Her drum play as well is really trippy and nice as well. Deviant says, reminds me of the didgeridoo somewhat. Yeah, the didgeridoo or the yidaki is an overtone instrument. It's a hollowed out tube by termites, and they blow into into the tube, and it creates overtones as well. So it is an overtone, like rhythmic instrument. However, I do believe the jaw harp. There's a heart above my head on the video. How did that happen? Oh, somebody gave a gift. Oh, thank you. Now, the jaw harp can be rhythmic as well as melodic. And how am I doing that there? What I'm doing is I was doing my breathing pattern, open and close. And then I started throwing in a snarl. I started snoring. Like if you were to try to snore, you can snore inward and out. And if you're a little bit congested, you can snore a lot easier. So, yeah, if it's allergy season, that's an excellent time to be playing the jaw harp. Chanley says, I ordered the Iverson mono. Keep it in my pocket, play it all the time. Oh, yeah, the Iverson are killer, especially if they're the newer Iverson. Some of the older Iverson from like 2 or 3 years back were a little bit quieter. Still good, though, but the newer Iverson just kill it. Let's go over to, we got to play another Morcheng from Rajasthan. Oh, yeah, that's a Mohan. This is a maker. Oh, I got another Mohan here. What are you? Ooh, that one's high pitched. That one cuts like a samurai sword. Yeah. Mohan is a maker from Rajasthan, India, and he is really fantastic. And we had said we were going to play a Veskovich from Ukraine. Here's one of his really big, deep basses. I believe he refers to this one as Monstro. And they look rough, but they are very, very smooth instruments. Really buttery, flexible reed. You got any Dan Moy, says Sticky Bean Soup? We do, yeah. See if there's one I haven't killed yet. We'll play a Dan Moy next. Here is a deep bass. We're going to go down. We're going to get into some basses before we wrap this up. This is a deep bass from Ukraine. In Ukraine, they refer to these as drimba. This is made by Veskovich. That's a deep bass that's easy to get lost in. Let's go on over. Let me see. Where is my ship? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, let's go back over to Russia. This is Oleg Shipanov. anything made by Shippenov is killer. Just like anything made by Vescovich, a lot of these other makers is killer. Anything made by Shippenov, from his deep bass on up to his high-pitched third octave harps, are really, really good. I believe this is a G0, so it's barely above what a human being can hear. I played a couple different G0 harps in my life. They're not common to make a harp this deep and this low. But one of my favorites is definitely the Shippenov. Jar Harp Lady Silka. Hello, Guten Tag. How are you doing? Good for any scary movie, says Harp a lot. Yeah, the super deep bass do sound kind of creepy sometimes. The deeper you go. Here is one of my favorite instruments for creepy sounds. This is actually an invention of a good friend of mine, Waylon Harmon. This is the Scratch-A-More. And what it is basically a spoon that goes up against your mouth on a stick with a bunch of notches. And this is maybe what I would call probably a 4.5-inch wood screw put into a handle, and you rub it along there. And even if you want to get even creepier with it, act like you're talking a sentence and it comes out sounding like what an alien might sound like. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up with that. Thank you to everyone who showed up for Sunday Night Jaw Harp Live. I'll see y'all next Sunday, and make sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them old, and most of all, be good to each other. I love y'all. Harp out. And I'll end playing, this is a Yggdrasil by Ovcharenko of Ukraine. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next Sunday. Harp out. Adios.